Hey everybody, I hope you guys are all doing okay. Welcome back, or I should say welcome to the first proper gameplay episode of our Let's Play Might and Magic 9 Completionist series. Before we get going, I just want to look at the sound options. Lower the sound effect volume, just to be on the safe side, because I do remember some of the sound balancing in the game wasn't great from my earlier memories, and I don't remember how much of it was fixed in the community patch. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. We're about to start the game. But before we start the game, I just wanted to mention one thing. I'm not going to rehash everything I told you in the previous introductory episode where I talked about the history of the game and why, due to a lack of resources, the devs weren't able to make the game. They weren't able to make the kind of game that they set out to, and then, this is what we ended up with. We've already talked about that. We know what we're getting into when we're playing Might and Magic 9, but what I want to do is, before this series, even starts properly, I want to make you a promise. And that promise is this, is that from now until the end of the series, I am going to do my utmost to ignore any of the shortcomings in the game that exist because of its, because of the sort of sad state of affairs that was going on when the game was under development. And the reason is this, we as humans have a pretty good capacity to suspend our disbelief in lots of different ways. Like, for instance, if you go and watch a play, it's very obviously not real, but you get immersed in it nonetheless. And the thing that ruins it is when someone specifically calls attention to the fact that it isn't real, right? I don't know if I'm even explaining that very well and how that's related to this game. Part of it is, obviously, we want to be immersed into the story of the game, the same way that we want to be immersed into a play. But the point I'm making goes a little bit beyond that, is that a lot of the shortcomings, I think this is especially true if you're not playing the game and if you're just watching it. A lot of the shortcomings shouldn't even be that much of an issue unless I specifically call attention to them and start complaining about them. And I've played this game multiple times. I played it pre-community patch when it came out, and then I played it again post-community patch, which fixed some but not all of the issues. So I've already seen what kind of game this is. It's nothing new to me. My hope is that we're gonna play this game searching for these little hidden gems, the little bits of like creative story writing or creative level design, creative quest design, these little moments that you play them and then you feel enriched as a gamer. We're gonna be looking for those moments, and I'm not even gonna mention any of the interface shortcomings, any of the technical shortcomings. The only time you might see me mention something is if I encounter a kind of bug that I wasn't expecting to encounter. To be fair, the chances of that happening are pretty high because the game is generally, it's got issues, and I don't think people have made an exhaustive list of every single issue. A lot of it is just like, well, sometimes the game will crash and you won't know why, right? So that might happen, and that can happen in lots of games, and I might get frustrated in the heat of the moment. But for any of the known issues that this game has, like the clunky interface, whatever, the lack of polish, we're gonna try our best to pretend like those things aren't even there. It's like, here's a great analogy. So, oftentimes when I go and watch a play, the stage is lit, but the rest of the area is dark. So you kind of um, feel like the stage is the only thing that exists, the stage and the people on it. However, I think this is true in most countries. Uh, the exits have to be clearly marked and clearly lit up. So the bright red exit signs are also clearly visible and, very conspicuous, but you can sometimes, or not even sometimes, you can pretty reliably like tune them out and pretend like they're not even there. So that's what it's going to be like. The technical shortcomings of this game are going to be like the bright red exit signs that are, just out of sight when you go and watch a play. They're there, and on some level, we are aware that they're there. Like, it's not like we can literally stop seeing a thing that's right in front of us. Like, they are there, and on some level, we have to, accept that they're there just by the fact that we can see them. But we're gonna act like they aren't there, right? So that's it. That's gonna be my guiding philosophy for this game. Now, with all of that said, I think it's time to jump in and play this game. Now, I'm gonna stick with the default party and the default. How do I switch between? Okay, this is already a bit of an issue. So I can do that, but how do I? Hang on. How do I click on the shit? This is already.
Pick me.
Pick me.
No, that's just oh my god. Am I? Is there a button? Oh, is it 1, 2? Oh, okay. We switched to them like this. Well, oh my. This series was in danger of coming to a very abrupt end. I was like, is mouse clicking not functional? No, it is. Like, it's just part of what I assume must be the interface issues that they don't allow you to click on these guys to select them. Anyway, that's like I said. Things like this are going to be the bright red exit signs that we're gonna try to ignore. So I'm gonna leave the default names and the default races, just because was his name really Bodvars, or did I put something? It was Bodvar. Right, I put an S next to it because I was doing like WASD to try and change them. Anyway, so our party members are going to be Bodvar, Belia, Brocken, and Miriam. Bodvar is going to be a magic-oriented person who is eventually going to go down the healer path. Delia the half-orc is not gonna be magic. She is gonna go down the mercenary path. Brocken is gonna go down the magic path. He's gonna go down the scholar path. Delia is gonna be a might character. She is gonna go down the crusader path. So we have 4 people who are all going down 4 different paths right from the get-go, and then on those paths you'll see that there's under crusader there are 2 options, under mercenary there are 2 options. So we get even more choice on the second stage. So it's gonna be how it is. But now we still have to select our skills. So if you're gonna go down the healer path, I think light seems like it'll be a useful skill to have. Learning we can pick up later. I want to focus on things that help us. Bow actually is pretty good to have early on. Item repair we will need eventually, but I think we can hold off on it. Bow I think is going to be more useful very early on. Let's look at you. We could give you bow, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna wait and give her thrown weapon. She could also do item repair, but it's better to have it on the person who can go all the way to Grandmaster on it. Perception... I think I'm gonna have her dual-wielding blades. So shield isn't gonna... She can't even be that proficient in shield anyway. Merchant... Could we, yeah, well, I mean, we've got to give her something, right? Let's think about this. Eventually, every character is gonna get merchant, so let's give you merchant to start out with, and might as well give you perception, I guess, because out of all of these, oh, I mean, dodge, no. That's only if you're not wearing armor or using a shield, and we are gonna give you armor. Merchant is fine. Yeah, out of all of these, I'm thinking, what did I say? I said perception, yeah. That's gonna be it. And Brocken. Dark sounds like, well, meditation could be good as well, but I think we should give you bow. Give you bow, and how about bow and dark? Or ID item. Nah, we can pick up ID item later on. Bow and meditation, I'm thinking. Bow and meditation. 4 is gonna be our crusader type. So for you, shield could be an option, but again, I'm thinking maybe we go down the dual wield path. Merchant, you're gonna be our merchant for the party, and I think bow is good. Now we have to distribute stat points. So, for our magic dealers, we can be... Let me start out by taking down everybody's luck, because that's kind of a useless... It's not a useless stat, but I think it's generally better to put points into things that are more immediately useful. And what I'll do is I'll put points into might for you. And now you'll notice that because she's a half-orc, for every 1 point we put into might... Does the game tell you this? No. For every 1 point we put into might, we get 2 points due to her being a half-orc. Similarly, because Miriam is a dwarf, she's gonna get more endurance. You should probably get more magic. I mean, you got a bow, so let's raise your accuracy to 15. Our speed is actually kind of pretty useful as well. So, but you see, because you're a half-orc, you have a penalty to speed. Even with... No. Even with the penalty, I think we should raise speed to at least 10. Let's raise it to 11. And then let's put 3 points into accuracy. And that's used up all your points. With you, I think because you're an elf, you get a bonus to magic. No, you don't. What do you get a bonus to? Accuracy? You get... You get a bonus to accuracy. Well, that's not gonna be so useful to you. Well, we should give you some speed. Let's give you some magic, raise it to 20. You're never gonna need might. You're never gonna need might at all. So let's siphon points out of that and give you. Let's give you some more magic. And you, what do we want to do? We gave you endurance. Let's. Oh, I think you get a speed penalty, right? No, you can do speed normally. So let's do like 3 points, and then let's put the rest in accuracy. And I think you still have a few points. Let's give you some speed. Why not? Excuse me. I think you are gonna eventually be pretty good in cudgel, so might is gonna be kind of relevant. But let's give you some magic. Alright. And let's make sure everything is good. Everything seems fine. Now we're gonna jump in and we're gonna talk to Old Man. Hey, old man. What's going on? He says, hello, what can I do for you? And here you can get some basic training. I'm gonna say that I'm not gonna bother with training. I know how this game is played. Think you're already strong enough, do you? We'll see about that. Standing between here and the dock and the north, or a few obstacles. If you can make it to the dock, I think you will have proven your worth. Don't even worry about it, dude. If you go, then I doubt we shall see each other again. You've always been too big for Ravensford. Farewell. Evidently, this old man is our grandfather. Or maybe it's just... Maybe we're just saying grandpa as like a term of endearment. Who knows who he is? Who cares? Alright. What do we got? We got some stuff to equip. The game will give you some basic starting items based on which skills you have, which is why I was eager to pick up bow as a starting skill, because that gives us a bow. We also get spells based on which spell schools we start out with. Elemental Bolt, basic damage dealing spell.
Oh yeah.
Healing spell,
That'll be
kind of excuse me, kind of obvious what that does. Cure Wounds Potion is gonna be important to keep. We got some armor and a poor sword. A bronze amulet, sadly, which doesn't do anything. I'm gonna give this to you. I'm actually gonna have you hold on to all of the potions, and then we'll, move them around as necessary. We also gotta go. Sometimes your starting items can have enchantments on them. It's random. If I really wanted to, I could start over and over again, hoping to get something good, or at least that's how I used to work in previous iterations in the Might and Magic series. But still, that's a good amount of gold.
that'll be useful.
Another bow equipped, and yet another bow. And as you can see, the character depictions don't really match up with the specific character you chose. They only have a certain depiction for what class they currently are. And this will change as you get promotions. So they did away with the paper model, which, I mean, everybody loved, the old paper dolls from Might and Magic 6, 7, and 8. You're putting the armor and then you see it appear on the character. But you know what? It's fine. It's okay. So we also have some scrolls telling us about the interface. This is actually kind of useful. Let's take a look at this. Journal, scrap, what? Spellbook. Map. Tab will switch between characters. That's very good to know. G will be information about a monster. I will bring up the inventory. That's... Wait, what's this? Okay, this all seems pretty, okay, straight away there's one thing we need to change. The mouse sensitivity needs to go way down. Is this gonna be fine? We can even change the cursor if we wanted to. I think it's fine. This, yeah, I can work with this. Okay, so there's... No, can we not pick these things up? Oh, hang on. Do I have to, like, do spacebar? Okay. What are we, what is this stuff? Oh, this is more information about the game. Can we like sell this stuff eventually? What are notes? There's a notes screen. Auto notes and quest notes, similar. Yeah, and I understand. All right. What about this? Oh, we can pick up. What are these? Oh, these are actually useful. It says cost 0, but I think this is kind of confusing because at the end of this it says value 5. At the end of this it says cost 0, but it's not the, like, you can actually sell this for money. And you will get money for it. The cost it's telling you is the mana cost, and it doesn't tell you the gold cost. So these are worth picking up. In fact, let's just pick them up directly with the person who's going to sell them. Excuse me, mines, blades, spikes, whatever, sparks, whatever. And now, well, we could, you know, walk around, see if there's any other stuff to pick up. Doesn't look like it. Wait, what's going on? I turned myself around. You can... Why not? Let's do it. You can hit this button, and then some high-level creatures are gonna start engaging in combat. Don't worry, this glass, I'm sure, is bulletproof. Ooh, that's kind of, you're getting kind of close. Looks like the Oculus is winning, or maybe. Let's see who wins. Yeah, my money's on the Oculus. So, let's, no, we can't hit. One of them will eventually die, right? Or... So the problem is he's casting Chain Lightning on a single target. Which is doing okay damage, I guess, but the whole point of Chain Lightning is it's a multi-target thing. Do these guys just have infinite health? Is that what's going on? Oh my god, you're clipping through, guys, relax. Actually, can we hit you? I don't know if you... I actually do... Oh, well, no. The sorcerer died. Okay, well, that was Oh, and now the Oculus has disappeared as well. Okay, well. Actually, can we... Oh, you can break some of the stained glass windows, or like windows in general in this game. You can break some of them. Some of them, but not all of them. Oh, one thing I gotta do is I gotta save my game. Let me delete this file. I only did this just to test something. And in its place, I'm just gonna make running save 1. Similar to previous games. I'm gonna have like 5 running saves. Then I'm gonna cycle between. We've got a bank. Can we rob you?
No better place for your gold.
We have no money to begin with. Okay, and they have evidently no money to withdraw. All right, so this is a general goods store. We haven't talked to you yet. So what I'm gonna do is I've forgotten. Let's just to get these things populated with something. Let me have a running save too. Let me look at what is this? Shopkeepers. All right. I think I know how shopkeepers work.
Welcome.
Let's look at your wares. Coward's Bow of Spirit. It's a useless enchantment. I wish it didn't have that. Cavalry Bow actually wouldn't be bad. Wouldn't be bad. And this is a good quality cavalry bow, which... What does good quality do? It means... slightly more damage. Okay, here's what we'll do. We're gonna sell these scrolls. As you can see, even though... Actually, before we sell them... Is there a... Are there any... Oh, easy. Are there any of the barrels that give you stats? I don't think there's any way for us to get a boost to our merchant skill. I don't think we're going to be gaining any levels in this area. But let's take a look around. I'm pretty sure this opening tutorial area has nothing in it. We can talk to you.
Ready to tip one back?
We... Like a room... Well, we have no money, so what does this do? 24 gold, I don't think so. I don't think there's any reason to ever rest in this game, because you can just rest freely by hitting R, and you don't even need to spend food. You just have it. Okay, so here's what I'll do.
Welcome.
Because I know what's coming up next. We're getting just over 1/4 of the item's value. So here's what we do. Let's sell low cost things. And we're slowly accumulating money. Excuse me. I'll could buy a scimitar, but is that worth it? Now see, this actually, it's good quality, and it has damage boost, but there's no way we're gonna afford that. Let's see. I wanna buy the bow. I think that's worth it. The cab. I'm gonna be extra cheap. I'm just gonna buy one. How can I even afford this? It's gonna be like 800.
You expect me to carry all the gold?
Oh, you expect me to... You expect me to... Oh, okay, 1,000? Really? Even if we sold everything, we're not gonna be able to afford that. Okay, so maybe... Here's where, like, loading the game is justified. Because if we're not gonna get any value out of the stuff we're selling, let's hold on to it and maybe we can sell it after we gain a couple points in merchant. Right? Sort of. You gotta min-max a little early on to give yourselves an advantage. Alright. Is there nothing else? Wasn't there a guy that can teach you skills in this area? Am I... Who are you? What's this? Just a bunch of cows. But I guess this is just an agricultural area. Okay. I don't think these cows are gonna do very much for us. Okay. Let's listen. Maybe I should have actually read up on this before I started. Ooh, for a second I thought these were enemies. No, that's just hang on a second. Let me take one more look at your stuff.
Welcome.
Let me see your wares, right? So you don't sell any skills. The way you learn skills in this game is by finding skill books. Merchants can also repair and identify items for you, but we don't need those services yet. Oh, hang on. What's this area? So this is a training map. It's not a training hall. Movement. Ooh, yeah, there's jumping in this game as well. There's always been jumping in Might and Magic, at least Might and Magic 6, 7, and 8 onwards. But for this, oh, and here's a bit of an obstacle course that can help you with the jumping. But we're not gonna worry too much about that. I guess you can't learn skills in this tutorial area then. Huh. Interesting. Well, do you sell stuff?
Ready to tip one back?
No, you're just... Okay, well... I think that's about all that we are gonna get out of this opening area. The only reason I'm being so careful about leaving is because when you leave, you can't go back to this area. It's sort of like, oh, combat? Excuse me? Okay. Ooh, you took a bit of damage. So I need to change my party order. How do I do that? Okay, so entire party, that's a reference. R will rest, G will give you information. There is such a thing as a party formation in this game. Is it F? It is F. Okay. So the entire front line must be covered. So I want you there, and I want you in the middle and there. You can maybe like this. Basically, this is relevant for when you're in melee combat. Like monsters will tend to target the party members facing them. So I want my weakest party member shielded. Okay, so that's that. Like I don't want. Did they drop anything? I don't think so. Well, there's our first little bit of combat. We got a bit of excitement in the game. Well, in the game, in the episode, we got a little bit of excitement in the episode. After all, can we take any of this stuff? Didn't think so. Okay. With all of that said and done, I think it's about time to end this tutorial area. After this episode, I'm gonna check to see if there's anything that I'm missing. If there is something that I'm missing, I'm gonna make a save right here, running save 3. And we are good to go, I think. Yep.
Long years have passed since the last Chadian raid on Mendosas. After the tremendous losses at the Battle of Farndale, men were not as eager to go to their deaths. A few have tried. None have returned. Our restless warriors have a thirst for glory and riches that cannot be quenched in Chadian. Our warriors will find what they seek. Mendosas is profitable. The fate we wrote for ourselves was to return to Mendosas to recapture the glory of our fathers. But not on this day.
Okay, so that cutscene was very confusing. Don't worry about it. I think that's the ship that we were on that sank or crashed or something, and there's appear to be some fish jumping around. So we're gonna end this episode here. Like I said, that cutscene, if you were completely bewildered by it, don't worry. The game's story is pretty confusing. There was an intro cutscene that I didn't show you. I guess, you know what? Let's end by looking at the intro cutscene. Let me just save this running save 4, and I might go back to running save 3 depending on if I missed something in the opening area. But I don't think I will. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna go to the main menu, and we're gonna look at view intro.
In times past, the ancients traveled to many places. They seeded many worlds. One known as Axioth has changed much since the ancients left. Many battles have been fought. Lands have been conquered. Empires have been forged and destroyed. In the face of monumental obstacles, great achievements have been made. And lost. Leaders have been born and made into heroes. then into legends. Monuments are carved to commemorate those fallen in battle. The legends continue.
Oh god, excuse me. I just realized I don't even know if these cutscenes are gonna be recorded at all. I'm gonna have to check afterwards to see, and if it's just a black screen, I'm gonna have to cut it out of the video. Anyway, I just showed you what was supposed to be the intro of the game. I didn't show it at the beginning of the episode because I had a bunch of things to talk about. And I didn't want to kill the momentum before the video even started. And then I wanted to just get into the game, and then I forgot about it. But I was like, we should at least see that. And again, if you saw it and you're completely bewildered and you have no idea what this game is about, it's not just you, it's just how the game turned out. But trust me, when we get going into the game itself, things are gonna get much more interesting. So anyway, that's going to be all for this episode. We created our party. We got through the tutorial area. There wasn't really much to do, but I spent some time looking around. We picked up some spells which we can sell, which is kind of good. And then we left. Now we're not in the game proper. Well, I mean, I'll talk more about it in the next video, but we're not yet in the first major hub area of the game. There's going to be one other thing that we have to do in this next area. We'll get to that in the next episode, but anyway, with all that said and done, it's time for me to say thank you so much for watching. Hope you had a good time. Hope you've enjoyed this first episode. I hope you'll join me for the next one as well. And until then, take